Hello everyone. Today's challenge called Happy Number. I saw this challenge on the website called Leetcode, and as well I know that this challenge was used in the Google interviews. This challenge is fairly simple. In this challenge we need to write the algorithm which will determine if the number is happy. And the happy number is a number defined by the following process. Starting with any positive integer, replace the number by the sum of the squares of its digits and repeat the process until the number equals 1, where it will stay, or it loops endlessly in a cycle which does not include 1. Those numbers for which this process ends in 1 are happy numbers. Basically, here we have an example. Our initial input in the function is 19. The output, the result of our function, shall be true. Basically, when 19s come in, here's the explanation. First, we need to replace the numbers by the sum of their squares. Basically, the number 19, we need to make a square of 1, which equals 1, and square of 9, which equals 81. 81 plus 1 will be 82. 82 is not a happy number. That's why the next step, we need to run this function again, and at this point we need to make a square of 8, which is this one, plus the square of 2, which is this 2. It will be equal 68. Still, it's not a happy number, that's why we need to rerun it again, and square of 6 plus square of 8 will be 100, and the 100 consists of 1 and 2 zeros. Square of 1 is 1, a square of 0 is 0, and another one is 0, that's why it will be equal 1. In this case, we can determine that the number 19 is actually a happy number. And at this moment, you can pause the video and try to make a function which will determine the happy number. And you can use the input 19 as your input value. Okay, first, as a solution for the isHappy, I want to make the isHappy function. I will use a ref function syntax, but you can use regular function if you prefer. Let's call this function with number 19, because we do know that number 19 is a happy number. Initially, let's assume that result is false, that this function is not, the number is not happy. Let's make an array. This array will take in this number, because remember, from number 19 we need to make number 1 and number 9. We need to multiply them 1 by 1, 9 by 9, and then we need to add 1 plus 81. First, the number which comes in as an integer, we need to split it, but in JavaScript we cannot split the integers. Then what we want to do, we want to transfer it to string. After transferring this number to string, we can actually split this string. Let's make a console log. Sorry, I forgot the equal here. Okay, our numbers are 1 and 9. Okay, right now we need to multiply those numbers on itself. In order to do this, we can use a map function, which will take a number and multiply on itself. The map function, because we use a multiplication operation, it will convert those strings to the integer and will make multiplication. Right now our output should be 1 and 81. Let's run it. Okay, our output are right now 1 and 81, which basically this. The next step, what we can do, we need to add those numbers. In order to add them, I will use the reduce function. In reduce, it takes the accumulator and the current value, and we will return accumulator plus current value. Right now the output should be 82. Okay, we got 82. Let's change this array name to something more informative, because we can call it sum, because it's actually a sum of sum of the squares of the two numbers. Okay, right now after first iteration we know that the number is 82. Right now let's make an if-else condition which will say, okay, if the number is happy, then we want to stop this loop, or if the number is not happy, then we want to make this functionality again. If sum is equal to 1, because that's basically will mean that this number is happy, return result equal true, else if this number is not happy, we will run this function again, and we will pass inside of this function the new sum, which will be 82. And of course we want to return result. Let's try. Okay, number 19. Let's make another log. Number in, the one number which comes in, and another log for total. Total is a sum. Came 19, total 82, then after the next run is 82, total is 68, and after it ran those times, okay, we can see the last number is 1, which means that this is a happy number. But right now we need to think about the edge case scenario. What if someone will type 22? See what's happening? It runs endlessly, and we're getting error maximum call stack exceeded because it ran so many times it wasn't equal to 1. Then we need to make another condition saying that if we ran, for example, 10 times and this number is not happy, then do not run, and just return false. If this number is not happy, then just don't execute. In order to do this, we will add the counter in a function, which by default will equal 0. The counter will basically count how many times we want to run this function before we will assume that this number is not happy. Here we want to say if counter less than 10, we will execute all those lines. This will happen only if counter less than 10. Okay, but then we'll need to increase our counter. In else, because if it's not a happy number, we will increase this counter just by doing counter plus plus. And also in the function invocation in is happy, we want to pass this counter as well. In this case, it will stop execution on the count 10. And let's run again. Okay, you see right now it ran 10 times and it returned false because this number is not happy. Let's try the same functionality with number 25. Okay, it false, and just to last check with the number was expected with the number 19. Okay, it's true. Okay, this is a solution for the is number happy coding puzzle. If you solved it in a different way, let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.